Hey, good morning, everyone. Michael Fanning here. This is Warm Up 168. And this morning I was listening to a really great podcast. Her name's Lucy Hone, and she's a resiliency scientist, and she studies how to be resilient. And over the course of one day, she lost her 12-year-old daughter and immediately realized that she had to see if the stuff that she studied allows you to be resilient, right? Because everything that she was told is that she was pretty much a victim, and there were going to be just negative outcomes from this loss in her life. And so she put her own studies to the test. And there's a lot of things that she talks about, but there's three key things that she talks about when we think about being resilient. And I think in this time that we're in right now, with a lot of the negativity and a lot of the stuff that's going on that we're all going through right now, it's a good time to ask ourselves, how can we be more resilient? I know it helped me by listening to it this morning, and I will put a link to her TED Talk in my warm-up today. So let's just jump into it. So number one, resilient people, right? The one first thing about resilient people is they acknowledge that bad shit happens. They acknowledge that life is going to have suffering. That's just the way it works, right? We all are going to, at some point in time, face adversity in our life, and we are acceptant of it. You know, we live in a world today where we're extremely comfortable. And we have a lot of people that they have a little bit of adversity and they can't cope with it. And so adversity is going to happen. So resilient people accept the fact that there's going to be problems. And here's what I know. The only people that don't have problems are dead. It's just the way it works. All right, number two is that resilient people have an amazing ability to assess situations, to look at situations and focus their attention on what they can control versus what they can't control. And what they do is they have this mindset of optimism, saying, you know what, I can control this, I can control that. They don't dwell in the can't. And the other thing too is they're very, very aware of the energy and the thought. And so if you think about our energy quadrants, if you will, and we teach this, there's 4 quadrants, right? And they're based on positive, negative, high, low. So you have high positive, high negative, low negative. And what happens when we are in a space of negativity, we're living on that negative quadrant, right? Versus when we have optimism, we're living on that positive quadrant. And so I want you to think about that as you go through your life and there's adversity that's facing you. Are you focusing on what you can't do, or are you focusing on what you can do? And you know, we have this primitive brain that was hardwired to accept negativity because it's what kept us alive. But now, fast forward to where we are today, and it's amazing. We're like a magnet. We are attracted to negativity, and positive stuff seems to bounce off of us, and it's harder for it to stick. You know, and if you think about the world we're in today, we live in sound bites. So think about social media, think about things that are on the news, right? They're quick little video clips, quick little memes, quick little paragraphs of words that are a 30-to-1 ratio of negative to positive. And so we're just inundated by it. And then we focus on all the stuff that's going to go wrong versus the optimism of what can we control and how can we go in that direction. So resilient people, number 2, they focus more on the can and less on the can't. They appraise the situation. And then the last one is this. Resilient people, number 3, resilient people, what they do is they ask whenever it's a decision or a feeling or a thought, they say to themselves as being aware in the moment, is this helping me or hurting me, right? Is this thing that I'm about ready to do going to help me, or is it going to hurt me? You know, she gives us a story about herself, is that she would find herself late in the evening and she would just be going through photos of her daughter, and she could just feel this overwhelming sense of sadness and loss just boiling inside of her. And she would ask herself, is this activity that I'm doing right now, is it helping me or is it hurting me? And sometimes we have to be really aware of the fact that what are we doing right now, is what we're doing, is it going to benefit us, right? Or is it going to harm us? And so resilient people have they do a really good job of being aware in the moment to say, is the activity that I'm about ready to do hurting or harming me? So think about today and some of the stuff that you might have been doing, right? Whether it be in social media or talking to groups of people or interacting in your social circles, is what you're doing hurting or harming you? And those are the 3 things. So I want you to think about that. I will put a link right above here to the TED Talk. Watch it. It's a good one. It's not that long. It's pretty short. And I want to thank you guys for watching. The other thing I would ask is, as I share this stuff, you guys share it out, right? I want you guys to be delivering good information to your social circles. You know, one of my whys is to positively impact people so that they positively impact others. And so the reason why I do these things is not because I like to talk on video and post stuff to social media. I do them because I find that they help me, because just like you, I'm a work in progress. And when I find this stuff that helps me and helps my family and helps people around me, I feel that if you will share it out, you can do the same thing. And we can all be change merchants, right? You know what that is? That's where we all go out and maybe have a little bit of change with the people around us. We can't change everybody, but we can help change people one person at a time. So thank you. You guys have a great day. Be awesome and help somebody.